It was a good first day. We had some really good work. I felt like, we had, we made a lot of progress over the course of this off season. For the first day offensively, I thought there was some rhythm with what we were doing offensively. The operation looked good. It wasn't perfect, but for the first time, doing it and playing against our defense, it was really, really positive. And I felt defensively. We have some new pieces out there, and they're doing some really, really good things. I saw real good competitive work. I told the team when we broke at the end of practice, usually in practices like this, it's hard to stay off the ground, and there weren't a lot of guys on the ground, which is really important when you don't have pads on. But they are competing well against each other. I'm very, very pleased. It was a really, really good start to spring. So if we can continue to stack up these practices with progress and fixing the things that need to be addressed and keep digesting new information and keeping performing it, it's a chance for us to be a pretty good football team by the time fall rolls around. So I like the young part of this depth. A lot of young players that are getting reps out there, and particularly in the secondary. They are all, functioning pretty well, look pretty good, and coverages look good. Guys are in the right places. I just felt like it was a seamless practice where there wasn't a lot of just glaring mistakes. So a lot of progress from that standpoint. Very happy with how the first day ended up. So.
When you have a first day like that, does that tell you a lot about the makeup of this team and the personalities, maybe the leadership as well?
It does, Brian. They came together as a team, given the transition, what happened in the offseason prior to them coming back in January. I felt that this team really decided to dig in and really just invest in each other. And it shows, the progress that they made on practice today by, just how competitive they are against each other. And they're encouraging each other as well. So, and that's on both sides of the ball. And they're having fun. That's the other part. They're having fun out there. You see that. You don't see frustration. You don't see, I'm upset with a coach or I'm upset with another teammate or anything like that. I just see a team that's a little more cohesive, that's more built like a team. Absolutely.
Brendan Lewis kind of had a baptism by fire last year. How have you seen him respond in 2022?
From what it looked like today, he's not anything from what you saw in 2021. I saw a completely different player. Obviously, his management skills, all that experience that he gained over the course of the season last year has really paid off for his composure, his confidence, his mannerisms, how he exudes himself in the huddle, how he breaks the huddle, how he's commanding everything in terms of the information he's given out. He's definitely a much different player. So very, very pleased by that. Actually, I went to see him the first thing we were cooling down about. Man, that was a fabulous practice, really was. So he's off to a great start, particularly in this year of proving that he's really a very good player.
This will be the first day that your new assistants have been able to take the field and start getting to know their players, just in terms of hitting the field together and seeing what these guys can do at different positions. Do you feel like your new assistants are settled and have been able to kind of hit the ground running in terms of just starting to make some initial observations about the position players they have?
They have invested a lot of time with their position groups, and in answering your question, yes, I feel like they've got a really good comfort level with their position units. They've got great rapport. There's a lot of energy. That's one thing I do like about these coaches. They have a lot of energy in their coaching style. So the practice to me just flew by, where we went through all the plays, and there weren't any shortage of plays, and we went through all the different segments really with time to spare at the end of a period. So like I said, I would say the efficiency of the practice has been the best that it's been since I've been here, and a lot of it's because of the coaching style and really the expectations and the demands of these guys performing. They're doing what's expected. So it's a really good start.
You mentioned the younger players. Who specifically caught your attention today?
Shoot, there's a ton of them out there. On the defensive side, I thought our young linebackers, Owen Carey did a good job playing. Chance Main, who's a new outside linebacker for us, he showed up out there. Nico Reed he played last year, but he's still a young player. He's still, kind of building off what he did a year ago, being around the football, making plays and disrupting pass attempts. I felt, Naeem Rodman, who is kind of one of those unsung heroes last year, who had even though we had a year where we didn't win a lot of games, he was one of our more consistent performers last year, and he stepped up and did exactly what he was expected to do. He was making plays in the backfield too, and so I feel good about where some of those guys are offensively. There's a lot of young players with, I'll go back to, B. Lou being really the leader of that. He doesn't look like a rookie anymore. He looks like a veteran, and he's starting to perform and actually produce like what a veteran player should look like. Tight ends, I think Eric Olsen had a ton of catches today. And that's something that's rare because the tight end has not been a focal point in this offense in 2 years. And he might have had like 7 or 8 catches today. So it's a different vibe on the offensive side where I think it's a community effort about who gets the ball. I thought the backs out of the backfield caught the ball very well today. There weren't any drops. Ty Robinson made a huge play on a deep ball today. He got a little nicked up, but he wasn't able to finish practice. But great play on the 7. It was a 40-yard play, and he reaches over 2 defenders and pulls it off of somebody's head. And I can go on and on, but there's a number of really good players that are really doing some really good things for us. We had a young corner, Jason Oliver, just got here. Matter of fact, just got here in January, and he made a few plays with, coming up and forcing tackles and making plays on the runner. So there's a lot of really good positive things that I've seen from a lot of players out there. So are they perfect? No, but they're working hard. They're flying around, and that's something that a coach always relishes to have, is the effort and the attitude is really, really strong. And now just to fix the things is the easy part, because they're willing to do the extra work to make those things, be resolved, in a short order. So it's day one, obviously. We've got 14 more of these, and we feel that if we continue this path of really making progress each and every day, and what I've challenged the team about is each and every one of them individually, there's always something to work on. You're going to come away from practice when you watch tape feeling that, I could have done that better or this better and things like that. But instead of creating a list of 10 things to try to fix in one practice, in the next practice, just concentrate on 2 of them. Work on the 2 things that you feel are the most important things to fix, get those addressed, and then keep working on your checklist to check those things off. And I think they have a pretty good understanding of what I'm saying.
Do you spend any time kind of walking around to see the actual on-the-field coaching styles of your new guys?
I did. I did most of the today was the longest period of individual. So we had 35 minutes of individual. So I got a chance to go up and down the field watching all the different segments do their thing and very focused training and learning. And they're doing, they're doing what I thought they would do. So, and it shows. It shows in their play. You'll talk to these guys, they'll tell you too. It was a really, really positive day. JT didn't have any team reps today, but I threw 7-on-7, looked pretty good, right? B-Lou looked like he looks like a different player right now. And I love everything that he's showing right now in terms of his leadership and this presence. And I think there's a lot more comfort in both of these guys. They're managing our system. They understand it very well. And in a lot of ways, the light bulb has come on for these guys and a lot of the guys that are on the team.
Specifically on offense, do you get a sense of excitement for the guys with how Coach Sanford is implementing the new offensive system going from last year to this year?
Well, I think the best testimony for that are these 2 that you guys are getting ready to talk to and answering that question, but I would answer it yes. And it's shown. We put in a great system that's going to give us answers for every defense and everything that we see. We can adjust and do anything that we need to do with what we see. And it starts with the quarterback, and they see it, and they've been able to actually get ourselves into correct plays and making great progress and make productive plays, in doing that. So I'm very pleased. Really, really strong start from what we've done.